Welcome to our paper slideshow. It's a matter of business. This unit combined the study of the states of matter from science and business from social studies by the Bickley's Blazers. The first thing we're going to go over is the idea of a mixture. A mixture is two or more solutions mixed together, two or more, that they can also easily be separated. Here you'll see two different examples of mixtures. This first mixture shows a cup mixed up with rocks and paper clips. This is a mixture including two substances, but they can easily be separated by using a magnet to take out the paper clips. This next example is an example of a mixture. It includes water with actually some eraser tips inside the water. So you can easily see where you could separate these two substances from one another using a strainer or just putting your hand in the water and taking out the erasers. You are going to need to be able to give the example of a mixture. So talk about mixtures with your family, things that can be separated easily. Business. H-E-B and Walmart are examples of a business. What other businesses can you think of in our community of Helotes? A profit. A profit comes into action when a company sells products or services in order to make this. The whole goal that a company is trying to do is sell enough of something so that they're able to pay the cost of the materials and the labor, and that they end up making a profit. That's where they really end up making money and the company grows. Entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone who creates and runs a business. Heat and thermal energy. By adding or taking this away, matter can change from one state to another. Here's the really popular example that we talked about in class. When you add heat to ice, it turns into, which is a solid, it turns into water, which is a liquid, which turns into steam, which is a gas. This is an example of heat and thermal energy in action, changing matter from one state to another. The last thing is I have a question for you. Let's say you're at the dollar store. Can you afford to buy a toy if you have exactly $1? And of course, everything at the dollar store is $1. Do you have enough money? Pause and talk about it. Hopefully you said, nope, you don't have quite enough money, because you need to make sure that you also have money for tax. This also was something that we talked about a lot with the book fair. If you wanted a $4 book, you needed to bring about $4.40 so that you would have enough money not just for the book, but for the taxes.
Properties of matter. Today we will be talking about magnetism, shape, color, and mass. Magnetism will stick to paperclip, pipe cleaner, and a mini magnet. It will not stick to a stick, paper, or an eraser. Mass is something that takes up room. So, like this little coffee cup is taking up room for the paper. Color, everything has some color, so something needs to have color. Shape has like its own shape and own sides and.
So examples of matter, sorry, I just stepped in if you don't mind. So you're saying examples of matter all have a unique shape to them. A paper clip is in a different shape than a popsicle stick, right? Now we're going to talk about scarcity. Scarcity is when there's not enough of something to meet people's wants and needs. Here are a couple of examples.
The new wheat is sold out because of scarcity, because the scarcity goes up. Another example is when corn crops have increased yield because of the rain and when scarcity goes down.
Exactly. Everybody's able to find corn. Great job.
Thank you for your time.
Services. A good is something that you can buy, like a strawberry or a banana. A service is something that you do for someone else. An example is walking a dog or mowing someone's yard. Thank you.
Will you talk?
Question. Before closing, Bill Miller sells their pies half price. This is an example of answer, supply and demand.
They make the pies half price because they want the demand to be higher, but if it is too high, then they will run out of supply.
Thank you for your time.
Science of matter and mass and equipment.
What tool would you use to measure the mass of an object?
A double pan balance, of course. A double pan balance is something used to weigh mass.
What is mass?
Mass is the weight of an object that takes up space.
What's the purpose of using installed gloves during a science experiment?
To protect your hands, of course. Kids, make sure you use proper equipment when doing experiments. Thank you for your
We're
time.
going to talk about entrepreneurs and the companies they created.
H.E. Butt, is the president of H.E. Butt Grocery Company. Milton Hershey started a candy business. The Gunther family started a flour mill. Bill Miller in 1950 opened a small
Poultry.
poultry and egg business.
And of course, now they sell.
Barbecue. Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, is the founder of Walmart.
And one more that we wanted to share is
Henry Ford. Henry Ford started a business to build and sell cars.
You can make a lick, or you can buy it, or you can get it online. You can make oblek out of cornstarch, water, 1 to 2 minutes of mixing, and you are done.
Oobleck is very cool because whenever you squeeze it, it will become hard, but whenever you don't squeeze it, it will turn into liquid. When it comes and more people want to get it, and then the price goes up, and then nobody wants to get it, and then they low down the price, and then they want to get it.
You have to make risk, like to buy the ingredients with your savings, and then you sell it and get your money back.
Oobleck can be made with cornstarch and water mixed together, which is called a mixture.
On the test, you're going to be asked about a free enterprise. Free enterprise is a system that gives people the right to invent a new product and sell it. So if Britton, Chloe, and Adam had invented Oobleck and wanted to sell it, the test is going to ask you, what is part of the free enterprise system? Well, part of that would be marketing, advertising, and selling the Oobleck.
Liquids and gas.
Solid is a thing that can't change its shape.
Liquid is a type of water that can change shape.
Gas is something that when heat and water are together, it makes gas.
Solids, liquids, and gas. The gas is water and hot.
Which does not take shape of its container, solid, gas, or liquid. If you chose solid, then you are correct.
Which item would float if placed in a tub of water?
There are things that float and things that sink. Things that are heavy usually sink, and light things float on water. And sometimes things that have air in it can float too. Now I will tell you things that float. A boat and an apple. Now I will tell you things that
Sinks. What sinks is a key, and a sponge, a baseball bat, and scissors. Many different things, and sometimes things that float can sink too. There are many different things that float and sink.
Why, like a sponge, could float or sink? Why would a sponge sink?
it floats, but then it gets sucked up to the water. Then it sinks down to the bottom.
Good job. Great example.
Solids, liquids, and gases. Mineral, color box, water, glass of water, smoke, oxygen, and tube. Solids have their own shape, like a crystal and a geode. Liquids take shape of what they're put into, like a glass of water and a box of water. Gases can come in any form, like oxygen, helium, and gas. Thank you for your time. Subscribe and leave a like.